his head. Repeated exposure to the forge seems to have side effects. Let's do something. Tobin begins to channel energy into both titans at once, putting him under incredible strain. His personal shield suddenly winks out. The Master Artificer is now vulnerable to fools.
So be it. Let's see if you're faster than feet. Too bad I can't corrupt you as I did the Archons. Very well. I will deal with you myself. The codex page the devils were using to transform the Archons into...
Hello everyone, Aldbar here, and welcome to my live stream. Here you can ask your DDO questions, ask for DDO demonstration, and ask for DDO advice. So, please be my guest on my show, Ask Aldbar DDO Live. Well, hope you're all doing well. It's been 2 weeks. Previously I was here trying to do attempts at soloing Von 5, and I needed to take a, well, good break, so I wouldn't lose my mind. But yeah, so now we're back. Unfortunately for me, OBS failed for some reason, and I couldn't even stream. I couldn't see DDO, and then I had other problems, and eventually OBS crashed, and I had to reinstall it, and I had to redo all of my scenes. I had all the setup of OBS. So I hope the audio is okay. So please, I'd appreciate your feedback. If you can hear me clear, I'd appreciate it. I had to like redo from memory all of my filters and stuff, so hopefully it's okay. But yeah, before we go on, they added a new quest in a quest chain called Tavern Tales, and yeah, I'm gonna do it for favor. Right now, my favor, if you do quests for certain factions to give you something called favor, this opens up rewards. So my total favor is 7,697. Out of that, 7,695 I've done completely solo. So yeah, I should be able to do this quest and now get the 7,700 favor. So let's do it. Let's check it out. See what this quest has to offer. I typically do these quests on Heroic Elite. That way I can guarantee myself that I don't like miss some kind of a search check or something. But 28 seems pretty okay. Whatever. I'll just do it on Elite. I'm not going to get XP for it anyways. Fine. Enter. Toil and Trouble. Here we go. The new content.
The peace of this part of the forest has been disturbed by an infestation of blights. The villagers say this happened because a nearby hag offended the goddess Myliki. You've come here to find the hag and discover the truth. You notice two unusual trees among the rest. Instead of shooting up towards the sky, their trunks twist and turn, each of them wrapped around a colored orb. You smile to yourself as you recognize the telltale signs of a hidden door. No doubt by activating these orbs, you'll reveal a path.
Okay, so apparently between these two orbs should be a door here someplace. Yeah, I'm going to try to get all the breakables and all the optionals. Basically, see if I completely open up this quest. So I guess there's going to be one orb in each direction, and for now I'm just going to hug the wall and go around and make sure I don't like miss any hidden stuff. Got to completely open up the map. Yeah, every time I do this, I'm always exploring a new area. I'm gonna completely open it up, so I get to see all the stuff. Make sure I don't like miss anything. Let's just confirm something. Breakables, 11. 12, yes. So these flowers are breakables. Fine. Good to know. Mushroom. Assuming that was a switch. I'm assuming there's going to be another mushroom with a different color for the other one.
This
Collectible.
plant is strangely out in the open and out of place.
Oh, this plant?
As you approach, you hear a sharp cry of surprise as the creature wearing the plant attacks. The shambling mound falls with a noise like confusion. The forest is silent once more.
There's a problem with the DM telling you what your reaction is, because if your reaction wasn't surprise or getting jump scared by it, it's kind of weird. If they had some kind of detection system that would see that if you had like a whole bunch of like crazy movements as soon as you approached it, so then they'll say, oh, you got surprised or something like that. But they're just assuming you got surprised. Thing says speak to the hag. There's a little bit of a section over here I haven't visited. Some place around here. Also, apparently I went too fast and some of the stuff spawned in before I was there. Okay, whatever. By the way, when the map is blacked out and it opens up only when you get past it, that's the technical term for that is fog of war. I think it's something that came from Warcraft, but whatever. Anyway, doors open, passageway open. A green dungeon alert. That looks like faulty design. There's no reason why there should be a green dungeon alert. I was killing everything until now. The dungeon alert was introduced in order to prevent players from just like ignoring monsters or running past. So if you have too many things that are active all at once, it's going to kind of slow down the game. So they added an alert. Basically gives the monsters more power. They're faster. They can hunt you down easier. And as it increases in dungeon alert, you also get weaker and stuff like that. Basically, if you ignore too much stuff, you're gonna die. Basically, it's either you or the game. The game's gonna die if you keep doing too much. So I was like, slow down and attack. We shall talk to her in just a moment. First, see if we got all the rest of the map. And I'm stuck. You type /stuck in chat. It will allow you to use a command that will teleport you out. This particular character doesn't happen to have D-door on him right now. I'd have just used D-door to get out. D-door is a dimension door. Basically, it's a spell that casts a door that you click on that takes you back to the start of the quest. So yeah. No D-door. See where it teleports me to. While I was redoing all of my scenes in the game, in OBS, I also made some changes. I was like, it's never going to be as good as it was before unless I add new things and make it even better than it was before. So I added a glowing border around the face cam. I think it turned out pretty good. Okay, did we get everything? Water deep enough to swim? No. Okay, looks like we got everything. Let's talk to her.
The hag loudly asserts her.
She said something, but I was too busy.
Tells you that
I couldn't be
someone
bothered to read it.
else may have angered my Leaky. A red wizard of Thay who recently arrived in the forest.
Now we're looking for someone to kill. Fine. I guess we go back now. I'm gonna just check the whole area.
The corruption is palpable in this part of the forest. Something horrible has happened here, and nature is responding to it. A warm voice calls out to you. Adventurer, hear me. This forest needs your help. The voice continues. The hag speaks true. She is not the source of my anger. Something far worse has come to the forest. Come to my shrine and I will explain.
Okay.
Myliki herself reaches out to you to describe the Red Wizard's crime. He's killed a unicorn, the goddess's favorite creature, on her shrine, defiling it. She implores you to find and defeat the offender.
Examine the shrine. Okay, I'm supposed to clean up this blood now. Great. Spring cleaning at its best. And the unicorn blood is clean.
Now. Next, you'll need to find herbs to use in the rededication ceremony. Perhaps some with magical properties.
This sounds suspicious. I'm looking for her herbs with magical properties. Yeah, right.
You realize with horror that this red wizard has not only slain a unicorn, he is about to commit an even more heinous deed. He's going to raise the unicorn's corpse. The worried hag frantically gestures for you to talk to her. The hag explains that she is oath-bound not to harm the unicorn, even if it's undead. If you can deal with the unicorn, she can deal with the wizard.
Nice looking unicorn, huh?
The undead monstrosity falls to the ground with a dull thud. Perhaps the unicorn can now rest undisturbed. You hear the hag cackle from the entrance to the clearing. Who's the fool now, mortal? Before the Thayan can utter a word, the hag imprisons him with a gesture. A smile curls across the hag's face. You poor dear. Did you tire yourself out playing with your puppets? You suddenly realize your battle with his undead servants has left the wizard drained of magic. She waves her hand and a chest appears. Thank you for the gift, dearie. Here's something in return. A few bits and bobs I had lying around. Don't spend it all in one place. The hag calls as she leaves, the red wizard in tow. I'm going to enjoy this.
I haven't completed the optionals. I don't know if I still can, but let's try. Guess these things grow back. Either that, I just need to click on the tree a few more times. Let's go see if there's anything here, and if not, we'll just go back to the tree. Ah, there is.
This native plant has been transformed by the hag's presence. It will be perfect for rededicating my leaky shrine.
Okay, so we're supposed to collect these things now.
There. That should be enough for the ritual. Now to return to the shrine.
Okay, let's do this part. Hello, good morning. How are you doing today? Steel Master 89. Well, that's bugged. If you don't get it the first time, it tells you, it recycles you through the optional. Well, I don't have Divine or Wilderness. Yeah, I've been playing DDL since like 2009, so is that 16 years? I mean, not full time, but I don't click on all these things, but it's faster than having to open up my inventory and scroll through to find things. I was like, it's just on a hotbar. And things like teleport, I've got all the teleport options opened up. So there's tons of things that are not really necessary. So yes, it is what it is. Fine. Well, we've completed this quest, but we haven't done all the optionals. I don't have wilderness or religious lore stuff, so need to come back with a different character who can do it. But let's see how much favor I have now. Got to log out, log in for the favor to take effect. Or do a different quest. Yeah, well, I don't know if this is a huge achievement. I don't know if anybody else has done it, though. Let's go. There's a... Yeah, 7,706 favor. Out of that, 7,704 favor was done all solo. So, where's the... whatever it is? Yeah, this. There you go, 7,700 favor was reached. All solo. Well, I guess we're gonna go and truth that I really want to find out what's up with that quest, so let's take a character who has wilderness lore. Then I'm gonna attempt to do Bond 5. Haven't played with this guy in a while. I think it's faster to go through Weilun. Whoops, went the wrong way. I meant to go off into Evening Star. There we go. Because of all the attempts of doing Von 5s, I had to change all my key bindings. So I made 2 different versions of the key bindings. So I am currently on the Von 5 solo key binding set. Well, I might... some weird actions, but whatever. Shouldn't be a problem.
The peace of this part of the forest has been disturbed by an infestation of blights. The villagers say this happened because a nearby hag offended the goddess Mylike. You've come here to find the hag and discover the truth.
Yeah, I want to get all the objectives. Oh. Do that. Oh, hello. Bradley Bookman. Hope you're doing well. Good morning to you too. Yeah, this is the new quest from the Tavern Tales expansion. They're making them so you can either buy them individually or buy them as a group. I guess you'd get them for a discount if you bought it full group.
This plant is strangely out in the open and out of place. As you approach, you hear a sharp cry of surprise as the creature wearing the plant attacks. The shambling mound falls with a noise like confusion. The forest is silent once more.
Yeah, we just did this quest before and made sure we didn't miss anything, but we missed a whole bunch of optionals because, well, I couldn't do it. So I'm here with a different character who can do the optionals, hopefully. And before I did it on Heroic, so now it's on Epic Elite. Just to see the difference.
You hear a rustling of leaves and snapping of vines from back in the direction of the clearing, as if the trees themselves were moving. The pathway to the hag has been revealed.
Well, I hope they do more with the concept. It's kind of, I think they're like testing out the water to see how the thing goes over. Like technical. But in general, if they decide to like make a serious expansion, I don't know. Maybe they'll do a bunch of raids or I don't know. Different kind of expansions in a way that you can add one quest at a time or buy them all at once. Basically, I think they're more testing like the tech versus actually trying to make a serious content. Because yeah, the quests are kind of like okay, I guess. They're not very exciting. Let's get all the breakables and let them follow me. Yeah, as I mentioned before, right now this character, the key bindings are set up for something else, so I am kind of not being very effective with my attacks.
The hag loudly asserts her innocence. She tells you that someone else may have angered Myliki, a red wizard of Fae who recently arrived in the forest.
Well, I can listen, I'm not going to give him excuses, but I do see a logic in it. A lot of times there's the thing with the like raids. They put out an expansion, but they put out the raid later. It's because time-wise, it just takes more time. And it puts a lot of stress on them to put everything out at the same time. So if they have some kind of way that they can make it so they can put out content without having the stress of putting it all out at the same time, we might get better content. And right now they're not making a very good argument to that case, but I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. It's the first experiment of it, so we'll see what.
Adventurer, hear me. This forest needs your help. The voice continues.
Yeah, for anyone joining right now, we're doing a new quest from a new chain called Tavern Tales. Like 3 individual quests were not really connected.
And I will explain. Myliki herself reaches out to you to describe the Red Wizard's crime. He's killed a unicorn, the goddess's favorite
Go get the herbs now.
On her shrine, defiling it. She implores you to find and defeat the offender. The shrine looks much better now. Next, you'll need to find herbs to use in the rededication ceremony.
We will find some herbs.
Perhaps some with magical properties. This native plant has been transformed by the hag's presence. It will be perfect for rededicating Myliki's shrine.
There's a stuck spot behind this tree. Found it before. saying found it. We fell into it and got stuck.
There. That should be enough for the ritual. Now to return to the shrine.
I just want to see this scoreboard complete, like with all the stuff on it. Did we get enough breakables? 15% for breakables, so fine. At least we're good on that account.
Just as you finish sanctifying the shrine, you hear a rustling sound from within the nearby bushes. One last piece of corruption rises and attacks. The fetid heap falls to the ground. A sudden feeling of peace envelops you, as if the forest itself is sighing with relief. A grateful voice whispers in the wind. You have my thanks, friend. You made this shrine a haven once more.
I think if you talk to them again, it will restart the chain. Whatever.
You realize with horror that this red wizard has not only slain a unicorn, he is about to commit an even more heinous deed. He's going to raise the unicorn's corpse. The worried hag frantically gestures for you to talk to her. The hag explains that she is oath-bound not to harm the unicorn, even if it's undead. If you can deal with the unicorn, she can deal with the wizard. The undead monstrosity falls to the ground with a dull thud.
Yeah, it looks like we got all the stuff this time.
The unicorn can now rest
Completed.
undisturbed. You hear
List
the
clear.
echo from the
7
entrance of the
minutes.
clearing.
Ransack. Conquest.
Who's the fool now, mortal? Before the Thayan can utter a word, the hag imprisons
Okay, give me the
him with
loot.
a gesture. A smile curls across the hag's face. You poor dear. Did you tire yourself out playing with your
Just out of
puppets?
curiosity, I want to see if that tree is bugged, if you can talk to it again. So let's go check. I think it's bugged that you can restart the ritual, even though there's no way to do it. Let's see.
Thank you for the gift, dearie. Here's something in return. A few bits and
Begin
bobs
cleaning the
I
thing.
had lying around. Don't spend it all in one place. The hag calls as she leaves. The
Yeah, you
red
can re-talk to the
wizard
thing, but you
intones.
can't do it twice. Whatever. Fine. Finished.
I'm going to enjoy this.
Yeah, I guess now we're going to go off and try to see if we can solo Von 5. I've done a few adjustments to my setup to make the character go 3% faster. For the record, I went back and I checked my footage, and I found that one of the takes I actually had all 6 lights lit all at the same time. So I'm feeling confident that it is doable. But I do have to be a bit faster. So that's what we're going to try to do now. Anyone joining now, I mentioned this before, but all of my settings in OBS, everything got reset. I had to start everything up from scratch. So I need to potentially readjust all my voice and volume settings and stuff like that. So if there's anything was off, please tell me. And yeah, hopefully I'll get it readjusted to where it's supposed to be. Let's teleport to Vaughn. So, Vault of Night, House K. Well, here we go. Try heroic elite. No, try heroic normal. If we go in on normal, even if we fail the action boosts, every 15 minutes I can what's it called? I can rest and retry. So I guess I'll do normal until I succeed, and after that, we try to do elite. Question is just how confident am I that I can actually pull it off? So
You emerge into the vault's central shaft, already secured by the laughing knives. The masked Haywire Hayward seems nervous outside his now destroyed workshop. The glyph on the Drow Vampiress Veil stands here, taut and ready for action. The glyph on the
thank you very much for the feedback. I appreciate it.
victims of the Orum's
I did basically what I remembered I had, but I wasn't sure. So yeah.
The walls of force make no move to intervene.
Going to get the voice into whatever it's called from the Ent.
This grand artifact of magic and engineering must have cost fortunes to construct. It seems impossible that only a third of the gate's power is generated here.
On the slim chance that I do get through the door, I don't want to get stuck on the wrong side. That means I don't want to have to go through and then have to have my pet open up the door for me and accidentally have him like teleport to me or something stupid like that. Then the whole thing will be all over. I want to make sure that if I do get past him, I'm good to go. You want to get me? This should.
Otto Knucklebones has been strapped into evil-looking armor, his face twisted with madness and agony. He lurches toward you, shrieking.
Okay, got the signet ring. If I do get past all this, I'll be back here later. But for now, let's go do the doors.
Dirge of Karnath grins, fully at ease. The corridor is divided by a force wall, in line with deadly-looking traps on both sides. A complex set of controls waits at the end of the gauntlet.
You'd think I would remember by now where every one of these trap boxes is, but no, I don't. Keep having to remind myself or look for them.
Electrical traps crack and sizzle, filling the hall with acrid ozone.
For some reason, they made it so the trap boxes on one side disables the traps on the other side. So basically, you're going to have to stand inside of the trap while you're disabling the other side. Okay. Did we get all the blade traps? Hope so. Okay, here we go. So we've got these two rings. I need these two rings. So I get this buff over here. Epic Deadly Diabolist, or whatever it's called. Basically, this makes it so that when I summon my Skeletal Knight, he has enough wisdom to get to this lever, which is really the tricky part. Yeah, I'm going to need him to pull these two levers, and I'm going to do all the rest. So He's going to have to pull 2 levers. I'm going to have to get 2 shooting levers and 2 pulling levers. Let's start with the setup. I don't remember exactly, but I think it's here. It's either this one or this one. I think it's this one. Yeah, you stand here like this. Now I need to select the rune. Now I need to get into position. Yeah, basically I stand next to the wall over here. I've got my immortal sun flask. Now I need to aim it. I'll show you. There's like, if you see this, there's a ridge over here. Let's see if, yeah. Basically the tunnel like bends up, crosses and crosses. So basically where it cuts over here and where it cuts over here, if I'm going to draw an imaginary line across at a diagonal, straight across, horizontal, and then vertical. It's 2 lines, so they'll meet about here. And that's where I'm going to aim my viewfinder. So something about like that. If I fire my immortal sun flask, it should go and hit the lever at the end of the hallway. Then I have to run like heck down the other hallway and try to hit the other one on time. So, well, here we go. Yeah, those 2 worked. Let me just practice this a second. Oh, we already crossed signs, whatever. Messed up the shooting part. Let me just do that again. Just for a record, let's see how fast I'm going while using the sun flask. Movement 137, 167 once I swap. Yeah, I think I accidentally hit B that I shouldn't have hit. Let's try to set up again. Forget the skeleton for now. Let's just shoot and see if I can do it. Yeah, I need to remember to aim up while I'm running. Tell him to stand still. Yeah, I found out that muscle memory is very interesting. If you do a repetitive motion a whole bunch of times and then you leave it, you actually build up the... You can actually build up the muscles you need. Okay, he's still fine. Okay. I feel like we're... Well, I'm back. I'm basically back to where I was before, so... Let's start with the attempts. Select the rune. Get my sun flask out. Stand the position. Aim at the top. Seems about right. There's only 20 hot bars. I'm sorry. If I had more, I'd put more. Yeah, I feel your pain. Sorry. I missed the sun flask. But the rest of the levers are okay. Failed both levers. I don't think I even hit the lever on my side. The levers are by far the hardest part, but the timing on this is fine. So keep on doing this. I forgot I need to unselect after I fire. Ooh, that was close, but I messed up the end. Actually fired properly. I completely messed up the skeleton. Also wasn't kind of fast enough towards that. Ooh, that was very close. I saw all the things lit. I don't think the skeleton pulled his lever. I also didn't land perfectly. When you come down this hallway, you have to do the last thing and you have to like land here. Because you need to be able to hit this and turn around with an angle to get him to activate that switch and then pull this. Basically, it looks something like Yeah, but again, I didn't pull my thing. You can see the shortcut bars when I'm pressing. There we go. That's what it's supposed to look like. Supposed to get the skeleton to run and pull the lever while I'm pulling it. So basically, as I'm pressing on the rune, I turn around. Then twice I'm going to hit select next. So that lever is selected. Then I hit the activate please. Then I hit the lever on this side. Yeah, so this is the action I needed. I just pressed the map twice instead of pressing the activate. I'm having problems with mine. It's not activating it fast. I think you have 5 seconds, and each lever pulling it takes 2 seconds. So basically, they've made it impossible for even one player to do all 6. They made it impossible for even one player to do all 3. But the proof is you can do all 3. If you shoot the lever in the middle. Sorry, I got stuck. But yeah, you can get all 3 on one side. There's one other thing that I was going to try. Just to see if it works. Because if it does work, I can make a new setup that's much easier than this. Yeah. It's very tight, though. If you have to pull all 3 individually, you can't do it. You can stand up top and you can hit it with an attack, because that takes less than 2 seconds, and then pull the other 2. But if you need to fully pull it, like if I tell my pet to activate it, he uses the animations. No one's ever done 6. As far as I can tell, in the 19 years that DDO has been out, nobody's ever soloed this. I mean, it's been done solitary. I've done it solitary. That means just me with a bunch of accounts, but one account, never. Anyway, so let's see if I can tell the skeleton to activate it, jump down, and activate the next one. Ooh. Did you guys just see that? I might have a new setup. It doesn't require the immortal sun flask. It doesn't require movement speed. Yeah, this is the problem. You see, he gets stuck up there and he doesn't come down. Yeah, this thing. He bugs out every time you tell him to stop. Stay still. Want to increase the chances of him falling off, so stand them like this. Basically, I've got a shortcut that tells them to use things. That right now is N. I've got a shortcut that tells them to stop standing still, which is H. So as soon as I activate I tell them to use it, and then click on the next thing, and I tell them to stop standing still, which hopefully means that I can get him to fall off the ledge. And then once he's down at the bottom, I can tell him to activate the other two rules. So basically it's going to go, I'm going to hit N and then H, and then right away I need to hit, yeah, he jumps down. I need to hit B to tell him to hit the next one, then N, then B, and then N. But he's not using them. He's like just frozen. Yeah, this is super annoying. Come on. It's very flaky. If I can get this done consistently, I can start working on a setup to just stand on the other side. And hopefully I can do it without moving. That'd be much easier. Nope. Drops down, then stops moving. For some inexplicable, annoying reason. Like breaks after one use. It's crazy. Well, I guess we could try again. Yeah, now it's not working at all. Yes, that will fix it. But if I have to keep on resummoning, I'm going to run out of pets very fast. I can only summon them like 3 times. I needed some way to fix this nonsense. Usually teleporting him to you once will fix it. Yeah, it'll be done. No, it won't. You're not there. How can you do it? Well, I guess it will work if I summon him to tell him to jump down, but... Let's see if I can do the other side with standing in one place. Jumping over here is very tricky. There's a very big problem with it. I want to see if it can do it by standing on the floor. Yeah, they really don't want you to be able to stand too close. Just like the closest you can stand. Question is, what's better? To run up to it? Probably it's better to stand in place and shoot it. Yeah, so basically you need to hit the rune, jump, shoot. And that's the big problem with it, because when you're finished with the... It doesn't allow you to jump. You get stuck for an extra second. Yeah, you gotta move a little bit if you want to get out of it. Like one step over to the side. So let's assume I start. This is my set point. Yeah, the only problem is that once I do this thing where I move, in the middle of that, I have to actually get my skeleton over there to do something. Well, the truth is, which one would I be doing first? I'll be set on his lever at the top first. Won't select his lever for some reason. I have to go all the way over just to select his lever. This is crazy. Okay, got his target lever. Fine. Now, basically, what I would have to do is tell him to activate that. That'll be number one. So, activate, and then stop being passive. Basically, I need him to jump down. Then I have to start hitting this one. And while I'm doing this, I need to turn around. I need to select his next target and tell him to activate it. And as soon as that's over, I need to move, jump. This is this is getting more and more impossible. See if I can just do these parts. Could get 4 that way. I don't know. I'm going to sneak in the other 2, though. Or we can just go back to what we're doing before. Probably both are possible, but the other option will potentially be better for players who don't have movement speed, and you need like a really good setup for it. Yeah, for anyone joining right now, we're trying to solo Von 5, so wish me luck. Messed up that end part. Ooh, that was very close. Again, I messed up the activation of my Skeletal Knight. Also, I need a rest. Eight more action boosts. I just realized that this whole time I wasn't using this. I was using the wrong stance. Okay, now that's much better. 152. Yeah, this stance, it's called a stance. Something I activate and it puts me inside. It gives me an ability to move like 15% faster, and I wasn't activating it. So, my bad. He didn't activate it. Betrayed me. See, this one's the bottom on the left, and his is the bottom on the right. He didn't activate it. I mean, I'm the one telling him to activate it, but whatever. Come on, where are you going? It might be that he's a little bit too far. It takes him too much time to activate his thing. So move him up a bit. Stand him here. Yeah, the faster I go, the closer he needs to be to the switch. Suddenly I've got the jitters, who's not very good for my performance. So the rubber banding is not helping. Rubber banding is when my character, like, instead of moving forward, like the game glitches out and, well, rubber bands me back. Rats. If I get stuck at the end, I don't end on that. Yeah, sorry, don't land on that ledge or steps perfectly. Doesn't work. Too slow on the throw. He didn't activate it. Man, this is frustrating. Need to use the shrine again. Eight minutes. I guess we get 2 shrines out of each. So what it's 8 times 2 for every 2 attempts. For that, I can just do it on Elite and reset if I want. I realized the last time when I did all of these attempts, well, I haven't completed actually a solo raid for that video, so let's get it out of the way while we have the chance. I'm always using sand runes, so never gonna have too many of them. There's some very, very handy items to come from the sand raids. And the heroic gives you runes. So running this on heroic elite for 125 runes is totally worth it.
This must be the hellish lair where the wizard king summoned Layla to Eberron. The air is sulphurous and corrupt.
All of my shortcuts all messed up now because of the solo attempts, so it's kind of hard to play this character normally. For anyone wondering, the way that the key bindings work is when you log into the game, it uses the default key logs. And once you start playing the game, 1 second.
How dare you trap me in here with genie tricks? You will pray for death before the end. See how my enemies prance about like just edge wizards and half-wits.
Yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, when you log into the game, it starts with the default, and then if you change anything, it will keep it in the memory. And when you log out, not when you crash, when you log out of the game, it will save all of your key bindings. Okay, it'll make a little file. Next time it starts up the game, it will read that key file, whatever, a key bindings file, and that's what's going to use. It's going to keep everything in the memory of the game. Okay, and if you change anything, again, it goes into the memory of the game. And once you're done, again, when you log out, it saves the new thing. If you crash, it won't save it. So if you just like X out, it won't save the key bindings. You have to log out. Fine. And that file, so basically, it only reads it when it starts up the game, and it'll only change it, modify it when it's closing the game. So if I go right now and I have a saved key binding someplace, and I swap out the file with a different file, it won't do anything. And when I log out, it will just overwrite it with everything I've had in memory while I'm playing the game. It's the only way to bindings from 2 different is I have like 2 different files in 2 different folders. One of them says Vaughn, and one of them says whatever, the name of the other thing, standard. And I just keep on overwriting the file with all the key bindings before I step into the game. So if I want to change my key bindings now, I'm going to have to completely log out, swap the files, and log back in. Anyway, as always, don't forget to turn in your raid. See how many sand runes I've got over here. Also, I realize I'm still on with the wrong, what's it called? Wrong rings. I have the ones for the skeleton, like, whatever. Sand runes, 2,250. That's not enough for buying 2 items, but definitely enough to buy 1. Okay, back to Vaughn. Once again, in order to keep my sanity, I'm gonna cut down on the amount of possible attempts. I don't want to drive myself crazy, so. How about we go in on Elite, do the raid normally, and if I get it, great. If not, well, I have a total of 9 charges. After I rest, I can get back another 9 charges, and hopefully those 18 charges should be enough, or 19 charges, whatever it is. Let's hope it's enough. And if not, I guess I'll try a different day. Yeah, I don't want to go for too many hours straight. I definitely feel like I'm improving, so let's see.
You emerge into the vault's central shaft. Haywire Hayward seems nervous outside.
Dr. Haywire, you need to get the voice of the master. Let's go this way. Let's go get the, whatever it's called, signet ring.
Several dwarven victims of the Auram's necrotic sorcery stumble towards you. The dormant sentinels behind the walls of force make no move to intervene.
While we're at it, we'll get all the traps. You never know. This might be the run. And if it is, I like to have all the stuff done.
This grand artifact of magic and engineering must have cost fortunes to construct. It seems impossible that only a third of the gate's power is generated here.
Yeah, for anyone joining now, just in case you don't know, this is Vault of the Night, part of the quest chain, and this is the 5th quest, or rather it's a raid, and it's called Vaughn 5, Vault of the Night 5. And to my knowledge, nobody's ever soloed it, so that's what we're trying to do. As always, if anybody's got any kind of DDO questions, feel free to ask.
Otto Knucklebones has been strapped into evil-looking armor, his face twisted with madness in it.
Okay, this guy drops the arcane signet ring. We gotta pick this thing up. Now we have 2 items. We've got the arcane signet ring and we've got the voice of the master. These are quest-specific items, and you need them to get past certain things. So, this is Haywire's voice. This one's arcane signet ring. The ring drops barriers, and the arcane and the voice of the master allows me to interact with these talking heads and pretend I'm Otto Knucklebones. Okay, now the trap hallway.
Dirge of Karnath grins, fully at ease. The corridor is divided by a force wall and lined with deadly-looking traps on both sides. A complex set of controls waits at the end of the gauntlet.
You can disable the blade traps, but not the electricity trap. There's a certain proximity to the trap box you have to have in order to find it. So I'm standing in places where I have proximity to many boxes at once to save on how many times I have to search. And for some reason, the trap boxes on each side disable the blade traps on the other side. Don't know how I missed this one before. Well, that's that. Got all the blade traps. Get my skeletal knight. Tell him to stand here. I've got the rune pre-selected. I'm going to tell him to select it, then tell him to no longer stand put, because I don't want him to run back to here. I want him to stand at the end of the hallway. And then basically I'm going to shoot at the lever at the end of this hallway, unselect, so I'm not facing anything, start flying down the other hallway, fire once to hit the other lever, and then when I get to the end of the hallway, I'll start pulling one lever, turn around, tell my pet to pull the last lever, and then I'll put the last one on my side. Easy peasy. Got to get this thing lined up vertical and horizontal against the cracks in the hallway. Nope. Let's try again. I'm just going to confirm that you can actually get the wisdom rune. And the strength rune. Okay, fine. Messed up at the end, but we actually got all 6 runes lit, so we're on track. We're on track. Does anyone happen to know if there's a projectile that's slower than the immortal sunflask, but flies in a straight line? I don't know. Is a snowball or the ball of yarn by any chance any slower than the immortal projectile, immortal sunflask? If I knew that, I would definitely go and farm out, because I don't have either of the other two. They overshot the end. Why did he move? Yeah, and he didn't activate it. Still not sure why he's not activating it. Could be I'm telling him to do it while he's still doing something else. Try the setup from here again. Okay, that was pretty close. I saw all them. I saw all 6 light up. Not at the same time, but they were all lit up. How about a compromise between here and there? Completely missed that throw. Also, I started way too slow. He didn't activate it. I was also too slow. I'm gonna play him anyways. And I'm out of charges. Well, I guess we go and rest. I really hope I get a good one. We only need one good one. The heck? I'm not sure if it's proper for me to blame the pet one. I'm not sure really it's the mechanics that's wrong or I'm just not activating it right. Basically, I'm not sure if there's something I can do about it or not. He didn't activate his, and I was too slow on mine. Also, I overshot the last step. Let me explain something. For him, here's the problem. If I tell him to stand here and tell him to go activate it, as soon as he finishes activating, he's going to run back to where he was standing before, which is useless. I need him to somehow magically stand here. So basically, after I tell him to go activate it, I tell him to no longer stand still. So now he just hangs out over here. The problem is he'll try to get to me and teleport through the barrier. But if I stand all the way at the end of the room, okay, on the step, he'll also stand all the way at the end of the room on the step and won't teleport over. So then I can tell him to activate this lever. Okay, so basically the timing of when he gets to this room and finishes activating it is very important that he can't like try to come and catch me over here or walk off the step. I need him to like stand on the step or he won't get to this lever. So that's why this particular location over here is like, after tons of testing, he needs to be someplace around over here. But it also depends on how fast I activate the throw right after I tell him to run. He stepped off the thing to the wrong place. Now he teleported over to the other side. So for some reason, he didn't activate the thing. I don't know why. Anyways, I was too slow. I need to come down this hallway and land like perfectly on the step over here. Basically over here. This is where I need to land. Then I have to like look down this much. So that when I hit next twice, I'll always get that lever. There's a lot of intricacies to this setup. Yeah. Completely messed that one up. I hit the wrong rune. Instead of hitting the rune on the wall, I hit the lever. Not that he activated his anyways, but whatever. I missed that one. Where's he going to? You know, let's position the guy even farther back. Start him from here. Interesting. I just noticed something. The skeleton is closer to the ruin. I can get farther away from it, still have it in my viewfinder. I don't know why, but interesting. Yeah, he was too far away. He didn't finish doing his, he didn't finish activating the rune. Not sure what's wrong with him. Well, I guess this is the last chance. At least the last one for today. Nope. I guess that's going to be it. Done enough attempts. At least enough attempts for now. Well, so that's going to be it. As always, Thank you very much for joining me, being a guest on my live stream, Ask Aldbar DDO Live. Yeah, I hope you all enjoyed and hope to see you all in my next stream. So take care. Bye. Just by the way, I'm still here until I stop the stream, but yeah, thanks. Take care. Welcome.